quick reflections on today, the game, and what you got from it?
But it was a very important test, the last test before the, the start of the Premier League. I think it was a different game we played last year because the behavior of opponent is different. No, was different. They didn't press us. They waited in their half of the pitch, and in a small space it was very difficult to find the solution. But we need to improve in this type of game. In the second half, especially in the second half, but in the last part of the first half, I think we played well, not so clean, not so aggressive, but the Rayo Vallecano didn't give us any problem. No, we have to improve. We have to help the new players to come inside of our idea, but is the way, is the normal problem we could find.
How important was it to have Luis Diaz back with his first pre-season action?
Yes, I'm really happy for Luis. Luis is a crucial player, but also for Solly March, for James Miller. Yeah, at the moment we are all players in a good condition. Someone has to improve the physical condition, but it's a normal process.
In terms of players not available, Moises Caicedo not available today, and Tariq Lamptey, what's the latest on?
No, Tariq, he's working with the group from one week, 10 days, not too much time. And Moise felt pain, the hamstring, and I don't know how much time he needs to come inside again. But we are starting, I think, the most important season in our career at the moment, until now, and we have to be happy, to be proud, because we have the possibility to play in Europe League, to fight another year in a Premier League. I think we can become stronger than last year. Anyway, we lost McAllister and Levi Colwill. Both were very important for us, but we brought 3, 4. I don't know. Don't remember how many players, how many new players. All of these are very good players, different for Daoud and for Milner, because they are not so young, but for the other, and I'm speaking about Joao Pedro, Adingra, Igor. I think they have a big potential, and we have to find the balance between the old player we played last year with me and the new player. Yeah.
Hi Roberto, you mentioned about Moises' absence today. Are you expecting him to return to training tomorrow?
But I don't know if Moise leaves, we will find another important player. And if Moise will stay, I will be happy for us, for the team, for the club. But it's not my problem now.
I know you said it's not your problem, but he's been given the weekend off to focus on the opener against Luton. Have you had to speak to him one-on-one, as I know you previously have done with players that have ended up leaving the club?
Yes, but we are speaking about transfer market, and transfer market, is not my first job, and is not my second job. I have to give the organization of my players, and I have to give instruction how we have to play, not more.
Players sometimes, when they're linked with a move away to another club, it can kind of get to their head, and maybe they don't want to come to the club, or for whatever reason. You've seen it at other clubs as well. Is that potentially the situation with Moises in terms of who'll be playing next season?
Potenzialmente può essere quella situazione quando un giocatore che vuole andare via in qualche modo per andare.
But I don't know. I have to repeat. My English is not so good to explain my idea. But if Moise will leave, we will bring another player, and we are Brighton, and in our policy, there is the possibility to lose some player at the end of the season. The same was for McAllister, for Levi Colwill, and we go forward anyway.
Two more from me, if that's okay. Mohamed Kudus is a player that you previously mentioned that you admire. What is it about him, if you potentially join the club at some point in the future, that you like about his style?
But I don't know so much, so good, no, the situation. I have a lot of players, a lot of attackers, and we will see when the transfer market will be closed.
And do you find that now you're playing in Europe, it gives you a bit more pulling power in terms of bringing players in from across Europe to your team?
Il fatto di giocare in Europa ti crea di avere un pochettino più di potere, di portare da varie parti d'Europa giocatori qui?
Oh, I think Brighton was and is an important club in England, no, in Premier League. Before I started to work here, and after and when I will leave, and I think for a young player, for an important player, as well, Milner or Daoud is important when Brighton call you and give the possibility to come here and to play for Brighton club. And the people who will play for Brighton have to be proud and happy to stay here. Otherwise, it's better they don't come or they leave. Because I don't want players if they don't want to stay with us.
Just one quick one, sorry. The performance of Joao Pedro stood out today. He was really creative and got the goal. What did you make of his performance?
Yes, he's one of the best new players we brought. I think also Welbeck played very well. We have Ferguson, Julio. They are both very young, Facundo Buonanotte, and we are building a right mix between older players and younger players, and new players and old players.